Hey everyone, welcome to today's Rest, Release, and Flow class. To begin, lace your fingers, push your palms forward, and then up high to the ceiling. As you breathe out, palms come apart and relax. Fingers will then lace behind your head as you round your spine, and then lift your heart on an inhale, doing this 2 more times. After the next inhale breath, you're going to then lean over to your left and point your elbow down and up 3 times, opening and stretching the right side of your torso. Taking it to the other side, left hand behind your head, rounding your spine, and then lifting your heart 2 more times. Gently now, take your time rolling your shoulders backwards or forwards 3 times. Now begin to move to your hands and knees for cat and cow. You'll take an inhale to lift up your ribs, and exhale to round your spine. An inhale to lift your gaze, and exhale to look between your knees. And one more time. After you've completed cat and cow, you'll then extend your right arm up on a breath in, and then weave your arm under for thread the needle pose. Take a moment to softly breathe in and out before switching sides. Left arm extends up. Exhale, weave your arm through. Press your right palm into the ground to help create a deeper twist in your spine. Once completed, come back onto the hands and knees and shift back into child's pose, breathing out comfortably. Your palms will come behind you to connect right behind your neck. Slowly then, take your hands over to the right side of your mat and just set your hips down lower to your heels as you then transition to the left side as well. Slowly begin to come back to an upright position where you'll lace your fingers behind you, drawing your knuckles towards your feet as you lift up your chest and take a big breath in and out. You're then coming down into child's pose with your fingers laced high above your head, a nice deep shoulder stretch. Working your way into downward facing dog with your feet nice and wide, then move into a deep twist, taking your right hand to your left ankle and then left hand to your right ankle. As your palms then walk back towards your feet, you're going to grab onto opposite elbows and just gently sway left and right, right and left. Coming slowly now back to the top of your mat, you're going to drop your knees and then shift forward into a modified up dog. As you exhale, you'll push your hips back, and then on an inhale, you'll shift forward and lift up your chest. You'll do this rocking back and forth action a total of 3 times. After the last one, you're then going to slowly step your right foot forward for a low lunge. Taking your time, you're then extending your left arm up over your head and breathing out as you lean to the right side. As you straighten your right leg, press your left palm into your mat and reach your right arm up high on a breath in, and then focus on the feeling of this deep stretch once you lower your heart towards your right thigh. Coming back, left foot steps forward, low lunge. Left arm will stay on your thigh as your right arm comes up and over your ear. Half splits, right hand down, left arm extends up. Breathe out as you begin to take this nice deep hamstring stretch. Once your left shin comes back down to your mat, begin to tuck your toes and shift your weight into your heels as you move into down dog. You'll then lift your right leg up and down a total of 3 times. Then switch to the left leg. Remember, you're pressing your right heel into your mat as your left leg extends high towards the ceiling. Once completed, you're then walking your heels towards your palms. Take a nice deep breath in and then reach your left arm up nice and high for a twist. Switching sides, right arm extends up as your left knee bends gently. Walking your hands now behind your knees, you can keep your fingers laced together or reach for your opposite elbows. Breathe out, feel the stretch, then slowly begin to rise up, standing nice and tall. You're going to hook your thumbs together at the center of your chest, and then lift your arms up nice and high and take a side stretch to the right and, of course, to the left. Breathe in, back to center, and then take cactus arms with your exhale breath. Fingers will now lace behind you as you begin to forward fold, soft bend in the knees if you need to, and then slowly, hands come down to your mat, stepping your left foot back and bowing over your right thigh for pyramid pose. Once your left knee comes down to your mat, reach your right hand back for your ankle or toes and get into this deeper stretch for your quad. The shift now is into a modified extended side angle position. Your right forearm is resting on your leg, your left arm is over your ear. Then you transition to the back of your mat, reaching your right arm over your ear as your right leg is straight on your mat. Once your palms come down in front of you, you're rocking back and forth a total of 3 times. This is a great stretch for your groin, inner thigh, hamstring. Coming now into a wide-legged forward fold, reach back your palms for your ankles. Begin to pull on your ankles as your tailbone shifts towards the ceiling. Once your left hand touches the mat, your right arm extends up for a twist, and then you're doing the other side as well. Taking this action to the back of your mat now, pyramid pose, you're bowing over your front left leg. Comfortably taking your right knee to your mat and reaching your left hand to grab onto your ankle. Shifting back into this modified extended side angle position, you'll drop down your forearm and reach your top arm over your ear. Taking your right hand to the top of your mat now, the left leg is straight, left arm is stretching over your ear. Coming back to the position where you rock back and forth, take it as deep as you'd like to feel as much as you need. Once completed, moving into a wide-legged stance and then coming up for goddess pose. Take your palms to the insides of your knees as you sit low. Inhale, breath will straighten your legs as your arms come up and back to the center of your chest. You're doing this a total of 3 times. Taking a twist, drop your right shoulder, look to the left, and then left shoulder, look to the right. Doing this one more time on both sides. Coming back up through the center and setting up for warrior 1. Square your hips, have your back heel on a pivot, right knee is tracking over your ankle. The breath in is where you lift up your chest and your arms. The breath out is where you look down and sway your arms back. Once you've done this a total of 3 times, you're going to move into your runner's lunge. Left hand to the ground, right hand nice and high. Once your right palm comes back, you're going to move into extended side angle, extending your top arm over your ear, and then shifting into warrior 2, where you'll breathe in, lift your palms over your head, and then exhale back into warrior 2. Doing this a total of 3 times. Each time, breathe in on the lift, exhale on the bend. Coming through to the center now, bow forward, taking your palms right to your waist. You're now stretching your arms over to the right side, feeling this nice stretch along your torso, and then walking your hands to the opposite end as well. Setting up for warrior 1, facing the back of your mat, left knee is bent, right leg is firm and strong. Arms sweep up and then sweep them back. Total of 3 times here. That exhale lowers you over your thigh. Your inhale lifts your heart to the ceiling, and then move into your runner's twist. Left arm lifts as you look up to your hand, and then you're gently shifting into your extended side angle, top arm over your ear, warrior 2. With a smile, of course. Back up, breathe. When you lower, you're bending your left knee towards your pinky toe. Arms are stretching out wide. After this last one, come back up, strong into the center. Fingers lace behind your low back. You then bow forward, hinging from your hips, and you're going to slowly take your time, shifting now into a high lunge. Top of your mat, palms lift up on the breath in, hands come to touch, twist towards your right knee, hooking your elbow to the outside of your leg. Once you come back up in an inhale breath, you're setting up for triangle pose. Your right hand will rest on your shin as your left arm either stays up or stretches over your ear. From triangle pose, you're going to now set up to the back of your mat into your high lunge, arms up in line with your ears, sitting low, and then gently taking this twist. Hook your right elbow to the outside of your left knee and draw your thumbs towards the center of your chest. And then taking your next breath in, you will open up and set up for triangle pose. Let your arm rest on your shin as your top arm lifts over your ear. Back into the center. taking Goddess Pose. Palms rest on the inner thighs, and then you're dropping the right shoulder looking to the left, and then the left shoulder drops, look to the right. Doing that again, both sides. Facing the top of your mat, you're now stepping your right foot to meet the left and lowering slowly down onto your stomach. You're then going to gently bend your right knee, stretch out your left arm, and take this nice prone twist chest opener. Ensure that you're doing the other side as well. Let the left foot come over. The more that you apply pressure to your left palm, you'll get a deeper twist. Once your hands move to the outside of your ribs, you're gently moving into cobra, and then right into upward facing dog, lifting up your thighs as well as your knees. Curling over your toes and stepping back to down dog before lifting up your right leg, and then opening up the hip before shifting your leg forward for half pigeon. Please note that you can do this with the left leg straight or with the left leg at a 90-degree bend. On every breath in, you'll keep the chest up, and then on the breath out, you'll lower towards your front leg. Whatever modification you choose to do, please ensure that you do bring in breath. You'll now swing the left foot over and take an open twist before moving into a deep twist where your right arm will press into your left leg with your exhale breath. And then taking some windshield wiper swishes just a couple of times before making your way back onto your hands and to your feet. From high plank, you'll lower back onto your stomach. With your left arm stretched out on the ground, you're taking that prone chest opener twist once again on both sides. Hopefully you're getting a good release in across the upper back and into your shoulders, and then finishing this off with Cobra Pose, and then right into Up Dog, lifting up the crown of your head towards the ceiling, and then shifting weight back into your heels. Left leg then lifts, and you're going to take your half pigeon. Here, let's modify. You can keep the right leg straight or at a 90-degree bend. You're lowering and lifting your chest over this left shin with breath. Inhales to lift, exhales to lower. Coming back up and into a seated twist, right ankle to the outside of your left knee. You're letting your heart move up towards the ceiling as you breathe in, and then taking in exhale as you twist. Once you come back to center, you're going to bring your shins once again into that windshield wiper swish action. Once your feet come to touch, your knees are nice and wide, you're going to reach forward, lifting your chest towards the soles of your feet, or maybe even grabbing a block and placing under your feet so that you can get a deeper stretch along your low back. Hold and stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to move on, you're then going to come up and bring your block. You're going to place it right along your low back, and you're going to rest on it with your arms at the sides of your body and your knees bent. Take a couple of relaxing breaths in and out. Whenever you're ready to move on, you'll then elevate those hips and move into bridge pose. Please remember, modifications are always welcomed if it allows you to feel more connected to the posture that you're in. Once your tailbone does come down, you're going to move your right heel over your left knee for a reclined half pigeon stretch. Take it as close to your chest as you feel comfortable doing, and always doing the other side as well. Left heel over the right knee, bringing it close to your heart, intensifies the stretch. Next move, coming to the wall, a fan favorite. You can utilize a block underneath your tailbone or just have your hips up against the wall, arms laid out, or maybe even one hand to heart, one hand to your lower belly. Take some mindful breaths in and out and focus on the feeling of your breath rising to meet your palms and lowering. You can be here as long as you need. And then gently take your feet to touch, knees wide, another deep opening hip stretch here. No need to rush if this feels good for you, but if you're ready to complete class, you'll come upright with your back nice and straight and take a full breath in and out to close your class. Namaste.